Hello everyone, welcome to a tutorial I decided to make regarding the augmented reality project that I did a while back. Now, if you guys are following me on Instagram, I did a project. Let me just Google Instagram. Maybe it's better. There's a project I did where I was showing like an augmented reality 3D on top of an image. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just going to show you a preview of what we're going to learn today. So I'm going to choose maybe this one. Get the idea. So it's a pretty easy concept if you know exactly how to do it. A few people asked me how to do it, so I decided to make a tutorial to show you guys how to do this, and hopefully I'll make one in Arabic after I'm done with this, so bear with me. The first thing you need to do is you have to have a program called Unity3D. So if you want to install Unity3D, you just have to type in Unity. And the latest version is 2019. It's a free product, or like a free program for anyone who's using it for personal use. Now, it's a very popular program that they use in game design, and they create lots of games with it. A game I know is like Cuphead. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Cuphead. I love that game. Anyway, so you can use it for like a lot of things. You can use it for architecture, animation, like so many things to use it with. So if you want to download it, you just have to go to products, and then in products you just go to get started. So yeah, as you can see now, there's two plans for Unity. The business plan, if you're like a company who earns like a lot of money, so like 200k in the last 12 months, I don't know, but like if you're like earning a lot of money in your business or whatever, then you have to subscribe or like download the business one. Now the individual one is most likely you're gonna download is the personal one is pretty awesome. You can just download the personal one. It's free. It has so many like most of the important commands and stuff like that, whatever. Anyway, so download the personal one. It's free. It's a very fun program. If you want other releases, now the latest release is 2019, but you can also download previous releases if you're interested in. Like every release has its own like perks and stuff like that, but if you want earliest release, so let's go to earlier releases, Unity. Now I have the Unity 5 and I have the 2018 and 2019. So in the download archive, you can see that we have all the Unity packages that they created in the last few years. Now, if you're like a bit confused with the numbers, Unity 2019 is usually the main one. 0.2 means this is a major change, and 0.12 is a minor change. So if you can see like one number, like 0.2, this means like there's a major change in it. If it's like 0.2, 0.1, so that means there's like a minor change in the program. Now I would just recommend, downloading the latest one and just like end with it, because like if you don't know what's going on, just like download the latest release. It's like your safest bet. Now actually today I'm gonna work with the 2018 versions. Yeah. So I'm gonna open the 2018 because it's like my favorite. I like it better than 2019. I'm not taking sides, but like I prefer the 2018 personally. Now, the first thing you're gonna see, we have I made like 2 test tutorials a few days back, but everything was ruined, so I want to start over. Anyway, so the first thing you're gonna notice is the welcome screen, so I'm just gonna close this. The welcome screen shows you, we have the project section, then we have the learn section. Now the learn section is basically like small tutorials from Unity itself that shows you like how to deal with the program. Now I wouldn't recommend learning from here at the beginning if you don't understand the workflow of Unity. So we'll just go to projects and then we're just gonna hit new. So click on the new here. And obviously it's the augmented reality test 3, since I've been trying for so many attempts to make this tutorial. So augmented reality 3. Now make sure the location of your project, like you know where it is, because Unity works on a project-based kind of workflow, or I mean folder-based kind of workflow. I'll explain this later, you're gonna understand exactly what this means. Anyway, so go to template and make sure it's 3D. Now you can switch between 2D or 3D within the program, but it's better if you just know from now that we're gonna work in 3D and Unity. So just click create project. Okay, so now when you open Unity, it's the interface is not gonna look like this, to be honest. It's gonna look something like this. So we're just gonna go to the default layout, and I feel like like every designer or like everyone who works with this program has his own layout. And I found this guy's layout. I mean, I learned it from another guy and I thought that was a genius layout. So I can't take credit for the layout. Someone else did the layout and I would highly recommend it. I think it's like the perfect layout. So to get a layout like mine, if you're like comfortable with this layout, then it's fine. It's not a big deal. But I'm gonna show you how I like the layout of my like the interface or whatever. So before we do anything or before I explain anything, I'm just gonna switch a few tabs here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to move the hierarchy tab and I want to push it a bit beside the inspector. So you can see that if you just click on it, you can like move those tabs. So I'm just gonna put it here beside the inspector. The project tab, I like it to be in the side of the you know, the window. I like the project tab to have like 1 column. So if you just click on this like 4 lines thing going on, just hit 1 column layout. So this is perfect for me. The console, you just make it smaller. And the game, I want to push it here so I can see the game and the scene at the same time. Now this is basically how I work in Unity. If you're comfortable with the default, then it's fine. I mean, anyone, like, you can do whatever you want basically. So now I'm just gonna explain exactly what the layout is. Now this is a very quick introduction to Unity. I would highly recommend looking at other tutorials where they're explaining like in super details exactly what's going on. If it's the first time for you in Unity, it's gonna be a bit hard to grasp the workflow because it's more of like a folder-based kind of program. Like everything you do is like inside folders. So before we start anything, up here we have these panels. So basically file, edit, assets, objects, windows. We have here the navigation buttons. So basically the move, the rotate, the scale. We have here the project panel. Now this panel is insanely important when you're working with Unity. Now Unity is a folder-based project, like I said, or program. And everything you do, you must have a folder for it. So always make sure that you're always having folders here. Like this is going to be filled with folders at some point in your project. Here's where the scene is. So if you want to switch with the scenes, just click here. You can make it wireframe if you want. You can make it shaded wireframe if you want. So whatever you want. Shaded is fine. We work with shaded. Now a very important thing when you're working 3D is to understand how to navigate. So just scrolling your mouse wheel back and forth. This is the zoom in and out. If you click on the mouse wheel itself, you can pan the view. Now if you just hit Alt and your left mouse button, you can rotate around, so like this. And if you're just clicking your right mouse button, you can just look around the view. Now you can see here we have the gizmo. So this is the Y. Notice how the Y is like, I mean, usually in other 3D programs, the Z is up here, but here it's the Y. The console is basically where it tells you where all the errors are. Like if there's warning, there's an error, there's something wrong, usually you're gonna have it in the console. The game, now this is a new concept when it comes to Unity. The game is like how the final product looks like. So it's like rendering, but not really rendering because it's more interactive than just a still image or a video. It's more like an interactive rendering style kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, so the more you work with the Unity, the more you're gonna understand what the game like panel really is. Now here, the hierarchy, this is basically where all your objects is gonna be, and the inspector is like all the properties of the objects you have in the hierarchy. Now hopefully that was a quick overview. I know it was really fast, but this tutorial is not about Unity, it's about the augmented reality side of Unity, or like how to make an augmented reality project. So if you want to add anything to the scene, there's 3 ways. So you either click here on create, and then you have like 3D object, 2D object, whatever. So if you just go, we're gonna put like a sphere. So we're just gonna put a sphere. And as you can see, if you ever worked with Cinema 4D, this should be familiar for you, like because everything is placed on the origin. Now in Unity 3D, it's not really always on the origin. It depends on where the last input place is, but I'm not gonna go deep into that. Anyway, so if you just click on the sphere here, you're gonna see we have all the properties of the sphere. So this is like the inspector tab. There's a transform, there's the collider, your materials, everything is gonna be in the inspector tab that belongs to the objects that you place here in the hierarchy. Now I'm just gonna put another object. So this is the first way to insert any object you want. The second way, if you just right click on your hierarchy, empty space here, you can see we have the exact same tab. So just go 3D object and then go to, we're gonna make a cube. So if you just want to move the cube, just click on these arrows. Now if you want to move it in 2 axes, you can just click this one here, just move it down there. So basically we have a cube and a sphere in our scene. Now as you can see, we can't see anything in the game. Now if you want to see something, because like it depends on the camera, so if you just click on the camera here, you can move the camera and you have like a small preview of the camera here. So let me see, why can't I see it? Let me push it back. Oh, there. So as you can see, whatever the camera sees, it shows in the gameplay. So if you can't see anything, the camera is not in a perfect position or whatever. So I'm just gonna push it a bit here. There's another way to make the camera view the objects, but I'm not gonna talk about it now. I'm just gonna like show you the basic. Now if you wanna like zoom in the object itself, just double click on the cube and you can like zoom in. So yeah, for now nothing's happening. If you just go to the game tab, now to make the game tab active, you actually have to click the play button. Now before clicking the play button, I usually like to maximize the window. So if you just click on the same 4 lines here and hit maximize, you can see that we have the what the camera sees in the scene. Basically, if you just hit play, nothing happens because we didn't do anything to the objects yet. So we're just gonna, if you wanna like unmaximize it or like minimize, you just click again here and click maximize to uncheck it, and then we're back in our like default layout or whatever. So the other thing we're gonna do is put a plane. So I explained 2 ways to insert objects in Unity. The third way is just go to game object, and for now I'm gonna put a plane. So the plane is a bit too high for me. I'm gonna just put it down a bit. So make it a bit far from your objects, like a bit lower. And I'm gonna just push my camera a bit here, something like that. So I'll just double click on the cube so I can zoom in. Okay, everything is fine. Now I want these 2 objects to like fall on the plane. So what you're gonna do is just click on your cube, and if you notice here down, there's something called add component. So just click on add component and go to rigid body. Now rigid body 2D is like if you're creating 2D objects or like designing something in 2D. Okay, but for now we're just gonna do the rigid body. So rigid body, as you can see now we have like an entire panel for rigid body for the cube. There's like other things you can do with it. So the other thing, never mind, we're gonna do another one for the sphere. So just add component, and if you're wondering how did I have the rigid body, I'm sorry, just like there's a search bar here. Okay, when you just add component for the first time, you're gonna see like a lot of options. So you can either choose the AR, there's like events, the particle systems, physics 2D, anything you want is basically in the components you have here. Now I'm just gonna type in rigid body and we're just gonna click rigid body. So now we have the rigid body component added to the sphere. So what's really fun about this is like now if we maximize it and we hit play, because we put rigid body, it has a component that allows it to have like a rigid body physics type to it. So if you can like, I don't know if I should explain it now. Okay, never mind. So as you can see, like when we hit play, the sphere and the cube just fell because they have rigid bodies, so they're basically controlled by gravity, something like that. So anyways, so this is like a very very insanely quick introduction to Unity itself. So yeah, if you're like familiar with Unity, this tutorial should be really easy for you because I'm just gonna explain Vuforia. If it's not, I would recommend looking at other tutorials or even designing like a really small game with Unity just so you have the feel of the program, because I feel like at the beginning for me even just navigating around it was a little bit tricky because you need to like get used to the way Unity works. Like I said, it works based on folders and you really have to always have a folder. So like I'm just gonna give an example, like in assets you have to go right click, create, and always have a folder. So there's like so many things to like understand in Unity to get the hang of it. So I would really highly recommend checking other other tutorials where they're like really in depth, creating small game even in Unity so you can just get used to it. So yeah, for now this is it. This is a very quick introduction to Unity. We're gonna start with Vuforia now. So yeah, let's get into it. So Vuforia. Okay, the first thing you want to do is go to File and then go to Build Settings. And in here, you're gonna have to switch it to Android. Now I have an Android phone, so I will switch it to Android. Okay. After you click on Android, what you have to do is go to Switch Platform. And this switches the platform from a PC kind of export into like an Android export. So make sure to do this first before you start anything in Vuforia. Now don't hit build or build and run. You have to go first to player settings. Now in player settings, what you really have to do is go really like the last thing in the panel. There's something called XR settings. Go to Vuforia Augmented Reality, so hit check. So this enables us to use Vuforia in general. So this should be okay. Now the first thing you want to do is go to Game Objects and go to Vuforia Engine and go to AR Camera. So this allows us to use an augmented reality camera. Now for now, if you just hit import. Okay, so now that we imported the AR camera, now it takes a bit of time. I would recommend pausing it. I should have said pause it first before it actually finished, but whatever. Anyway, so now you have the AR camera. Now we're not going to use the main camera at all in this particular project, so we're just going to delete it. Now the AR camera enables you to use the camera that's built in your laptop. Now, I don't know if I can open the camera now. Let's hit play and see if I can open the camera. Now that you can see that the AR camera is opening my webcam, so it's a bit mirrored. So if this is my left hand really, and this is my right hand, but you can see that it's mirrored. And if you have to hit play first before the AR camera can work, so make sure that you hit play to like actually activate your camera. So I'm just gonna close it for now. Okay, so now that you have your AR camera in your project, all you have to do is go down here and go to Open Vuforia Engine Configuration. Now after you've done this, you have to go and click on Add License. So you really need a license from the developer.the Vuforia website. You just type in add or click Add License. As you can see, we have the developer.vuforia.com, you have the license manager. Now for this, you really have to register for it, so just click on register, and you just have to fill up your first name, your last name, your country, your company, everything like that. So don't worry, all you have to do is register and you'll be fine. I have an account with them, so I'm just gonna log in, and I'm just gonna, go into Vuforia. So these are like the previous projects I had that I did with them. So I'm just gonna go in here and go to get development key. So after you go to development key, all you have to do is add that license name, which is basically the name of your project. I'm gonna call this Augmented Test 3. You check the box and hit confirm. So we have here our file where it's saying Augmented Test 3. Now the project I want to make is, okay, so now that you click this, they're gonna send you an email saying that your application is created and you have now a license key for it. So this is fine. The project I want to make is, if I go back to my Instagram, I hope it's here somewhere. Is my project here? Yep, this is a project I want to make. So I'm just gonna make the 3D glitch museum. So this is a museum design I created a while back in July. Anyway, so I want to show the 3D model of this project in an image. So I think this is really cool if you have like let's say you have a floor plan, you have an elevation, and you want to show someone the 3D, but without opening a computer or like through your mobile phone. I think this is like a very, a very cool thing, or like a creative thing to do in architecture, or whatever you want to do anyway, so it doesn't matter. So all you have to do is just copy. If you just click on it, it will copy directly to your computer. Go back to Unity and just paste it here. After that, go down. Let me see if there's something we need. Okay, so everything is fine here. You have to go back to your to the Vuforia developer and go to, where should we go? So go to Target Manager, so just click in Target Manager, and we have to add a database. We're gonna call this database Augmented. You know what, I'm gonna call it Glitch Museum. Let's call it 3 just in case. Hit create. And now we have a target manager. Like, these are all our targets that we're going to use, basically, or the images we're going to use to show your 3D on. So just click on Glitch Museum. And we're going to add a target. So I'm just going to click add target now. And then you're going to use single image. Choose a file. Now, any file you want works, okay? So don't worry about this. You can choose any photo you have. All you need for this is you need a 3D model and you need a photo. So the photo I'm gonna use is this one. And I'm gonna type the width. I'll make it 6. You can put any number you want, but 6 is fine. And hit add. Now it won't allow you to have any space, so we're just gonna put an underscore. And now it's uploading the target. Now, like I said, all you need is an image and a 3D model. Okay, so make sure you have that. You can put any image you want, and you can put any 3D you want on that image. So yeah, should be okay. Anyway, so what you have to see is here the rating is very important. Now 4 stars is good, 5 is perfect. What it means is like if it can track the image, like if it can recognize the image from other images. If you click on Glitch Museum itself, or click on the image you want, if you just go here and go to show features, you're gonna see the tracking it's gonna use to recognize your photo from other photos. So like it has like its own coding or tracking points. And when it finds these tracking points, then it like confirms, and this is the image they want. Like this is the image, and this is the 3D for that image, if it makes any sense. So when you're done, all you have to do is go back to Target Manager, and you really have to use this. So you're gonna click on this one and hit download database. So after you add the target, so the target is the image you want to use, you have to download the database for that target. So click on download database and make sure to click Unity Editor, hit download. Okay, so we're gonna save, and I'm gonna open the folder for now. And whatever folder they give you, all you have to do is just drag it and into your Unity folder, and make sure to drag it into your project tab. So we're just gonna click here, and then you're gonna have a window. All you have to do is just click import. So now you have all the package import for, like, it's gonna give you the image, it's gonna give you the tracking of the image, which you can use through Vuforia. Now hopefully I wasn't too fast, or this wasn't too complicated, but yeah. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is go into game object, go to Vuforia engine, and go to image. So once you click the image, just by clicking the image, because you just downloaded the database, it's gonna automatically download the image that you used for for Vuforia. So if you just follow exactly what I did, like piece by piece, it's gonna work perfectly. Hopefully nothing goes wrong for you guys. Anyway, so now that you have the image here, you're not gonna see anything on the camera, because like I said, this is a webcam kind of thing. So make sure that you have a printed image, like make sure you have this in print. Like you really need a physical object. Like if you choose any image you have to make sure that you have the soft copy and the hard copy of the image. So make sure that you have this printed out so it can actually work. Now we're gonna go now and do the 3D model. So the project I have is this one's called the Glitch Museum. I'm just gonna hide a few layers here. So let me see. I'm just gonna hide this. So basically, I'm just cleaning up the model. So as you can see, I have like a museum building kind of thing design, and there's a few trees and some people. Now, if you want, you can keep the trees. I mean, if you have trees, you can keep it. Doesn't matter. Whatever you do in the 3D model, it's gonna show in the Vuforia if you import it. So I'm just gonna clean up a bit, and let me just. I'm gonna select the trees, so maybe I'll just go to top. I can't make up my mind. Do I need the people or not? I don't want the trees, that's for sure. So I'm just gonna select mesh again. I'm gonna unselect my building. I'm gonna hide. Let me see. I can't make up my mind. Do I need this or not? You know what? I'm gonna use everything. So we're just gonna select all of it, and what you need to do is export it into .obj. So make sure that even if you design something in 3D Max or SketchUp or Cinema 4D or Blender or whatever, make sure that when you export it, it should be .obj. It's like the only, well, it's not the only, but like that's the mesh that we're gonna use in Unity, so it can read the 3D model basically. So go to File, go to Export Selected, and I'm gonna put in the desktop, so we're just gonna put in desktop, and I'm gonna name this Glitch. Can I spell today? Glitch Museum OBJ, I'm sorry, not OBG. So just go here and go find OBJ. So this is the extension we're looking for, OBJ, hit save. And here, let me see, so geometry should be polygon meshes, the formatting, map Rhino Z to OBJY. Like remember when here the Z is on this axis and the Unity it's like the Y. So just make sure to check this. Naming, as obj, layers, mesh, welded, we needed welded. So yeah, make sure that all the checks that I have, you guys have the same, so to make it perfectly, if you're working with Rhino. If you're working with other programs, and I don't know, to be honest. Anyways, we're just gonna click OK, and hit OK again, and hopefully everything will be fine, and we'll have a perfectly exported mesh.obj from Rhino so we can use into Unity. Okay, so now that it's saved as an obj, we can close this. I don't want to save anything. Okay, so now, like I said, it's based on folders and files in Unity. So what you have to do is just type right click. Okay. All you have to do is right click on assets, hit create, and go to folder, and click and name it meshes. So meshes. Okay, so what you have to do now is we have to import the .obj into the mesh. So all you have to do is just right click on the folder, go to import new asset, and I put it in the desktop, so I'm just gonna look for it there. There you go. So glitchmuseum.obj, hit import, and hopefully we can see the mesh in our Unity project. Okay, perfect. So now that it's imported into it, all you have to do is just drag it. Now to see it in the scene, all you have to do is drag it and drop it in the scene. Now the more efficient way is usually to drag it into the hierarchy tab, and we're just gonna zoom out. Now it's a bit big, it's huge. Okay, so no matter what size you have here on like the scale of the size to your image is gonna be exactly the scale you're gonna see when you like put your camera on it. So we're just gonna scale this down a bit. I'm gonna make it a bit small, and I'm gonna push it down a bit. So if you want to put any materials in Unity3D, all you have to do is right click, create a folder, name it materials, and we're just gonna make a really small material collection kind of thing. So if you want to create a material, all you have to do is right click, go to create, type in material, and okay, so now because I didn't like the color, I'm just gonna make it white. So if you want to create a material, just we're gonna make the color white basically. Anyways, so yeah, now we're done, I hope. Make sure that the image target and the glitch museum are like children of the AR camera. So all you have to do is just drag it and put it under it. If you work with Cinema 4D, this concept should be familiar for you. So all you have to do is, you know what, let me just push it. Anyway. So all you have to do is we're gonna maximize this for a bit, and we're gonna hit play, and hopefully this works without any problems. Okay, perfect. So this is my camera working, and I have the image with me. So this is the image. Anyway, I want to show the image without the 3D, but it's like completely stuck to it. So basically, this is an image I have of the glitch museum, which I showed you, and it's like the physical image. And as you can see now, we have the 3D model on it. If I rotate it, it rotates with it. Now, because I made the material a bit transparent, you can see it a bit through it, but you can add any material you want. See, this is the image I used. It was like literally 2 seconds to see it. Anyway, so as you can see now, we have the 3D model that I can see only through my camera of the project. Now I don't know if I like the material. I'm really hesitant about creating an entire project from material. I'm gonna change something. So just give me 1 second. I didn't like the material at all. I'm gonna change it to opaque. and hopefully this looks better. So we're just gonna maximize a bit, hit play. So yeah, let me see. Perfect. So this is the 3D model of the building on top of the this image. So what it basically does is that it reads the tracking points that I showed you on Vuforia, and it reads it, and then it recognizes exactly what this image is, and then places the 3D model on top of it. So this is the 3D model. I think it's really good. Even we have these, like, I don't know how to show it, but like we have these little guys that I created in Rhino, like a scale for the model. So I think this is a really neat idea to do if you have an architecture project and you want to see it through your mobile phone. Now I'm gonna show you how to make the mobile app on Android. If you have like Apple products, I'm sorry, I don't know how, but if you have an Android, it should be easy for you. So yeah, I'm just like really enjoying how nice this is, just seeing my my 3D model in the camera. So yeah, I mean, it's working, everything is fine. If you did all the steps exactly like I did, this should be like, you know, super cool for you. So yeah, okay, so that was it for showing it through your webcam. So now I'm going to show you how to make a small app for this particular project in Unity, so you can use it on your phone. So all you have to do is go File, go to Build Settings, and make sure to click Add Open Scene so you can have the scenes inbuilt. The other thing you have to do is go to Player Settings, and I filled this up before. So all you have to do is go to Company Name and change the name of the company. The default icon is really important, so hit Select. So this is like the icon that's going to show on your phone, so you can know which program, like, or which app which you created. So I'm gonna use the same photo I used, and it's basically lazy, but whatever. Anyway, so next thing you have to do is go to Other Settings and make sure that in the package name you have the name and the name of the app in it. So the company name, I put my name, and the product name, I just put the name of the project. So after you're done, go to Build and make sure to have a file called Build. So okay, this file is not going to exist. All you have to do is go New Folder, type in Build. So this is the folder where I want all my build in, and just name the file whatever you want. So I'm just going to name it Glitch Museum 3, and the extension is going to be APK. So just hit save, and now it should work.